Welcome back, everybody, to Fantasy Factory Season 2 coming at you live. We got Johnny Showtime here, MoneyMando. We are bringing the heat this year. We're going to dedicate this episode to one of our great legends here, Eddie Van Halen, one of the best guitarists to ever live. Real legend, real great guy. Cheers to Eddie.
Cheers.
This one's for you, pal. But we are going to bring you all the best updated information that's going on around the NFL. So we're going to leave something for you. And
we have a lot to cover. We have a lot to cover. It is week 5, and hopefully you are alive because it's been bananas, right?
It's been up and down.
This isn't just any regular.
This is nuts.
Season. This is COVID season.
Watch out. Wait, we're not 6 feet apart. Is that bad?
Oh
my God. Oh, I don't have a mask either.
No.
Hey, it is what it is. Well, it's Fantasy Factory. Who cares? We're going to do whatever the hell we want because we can. Okay? But we're bringing it to you guys. We got a lot of action here. What do you want to start off with here?
Listen, we mentioned it, right? This is COVID season.
Oh,
Cam. We didn't even think we were going to have a season, so thank the fantasy gods that we do have a season, but it's a COVID crisis. And you got to worry about guys going down every week. We've already seen it with the Tennessee and Pittsburgh, and then the Patriots and Chiefs. Cam went down. Stephon Gilmore is now down. So that's why you got to have depth.
You got to have depth,
and
guys.
variety on your team.
And if your commissioner still has 4 players, then make sure you add a couple slots, for IR, and have a couple extra bench slots. Because with all the way everything's happening and guys are going up and down, you got to have those extra slots, and you got to have it, right then and there, because it's going to happen maybe a day before, 2 days before. Oh, they're not playing, so you got to be ready for that.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're going to let you know who to grab on the waiver, who's going to be hot, who to look out for, or who's going to be a key guy that you have to throw in there last minute.
You gotta have depth at every single position.
All around.
Every guy, you should have a backup. You should have options, because when these guys go down, there's no telling when they could come back. I mean, you don't want to be stuck, stranded. So now, if you don't have depth, what do you have to do? You have to get depth.
Get on that
how
waiver.
do you get depth?
Hop on that waiver wire, set the alarm, wake up at 3 a.m., and get your ass on that waiver wire. That's the only way you're going to make it, guys. That's it. Wake up, rise and grind. Gotta get it. 3 a.m. Set it. Get it.
But there's another way.
How?
That's the trade.
Trade bait.
The art of the deal.
Trade bait. The art of the deal. Gotta make it happen.
Do you have any trading strategy recommendations for these folks at home?
Well, I mean, if you don't have depth in one position, if your running back went down, I had Saquon Barkley go down. You got to go. If you can't find anything on the waiver wire, you got to make a trade.
Yeah.
So if you got a Hilaire, he's not finding the end zone. He's a big name. He's on a big offense. My advice is to get maybe a wide receiver and a running back for him. And you got to sell him. Sell him while he's high. Sell. Get
it. You gotta. It is week 5 now, and you should kind of already have an identity of your team. And if not, you need to get one. And if you're feeling like you're lacking in a position, you need to trade for that position. And one way I like to do that is to target teams that are desperate, right? Maybe they haven't won a game. Maybe they're freaking out because they've had an injury. You kind of offer them some guys, but make sure you get depth in return. When you're trading a big name running back, get maybe a running back and a receiver. Or you just got to identify your weaknesses and address those weaknesses, and that's an effective way of trading.
And also know your injuries, guys. You got to know when these guys are coming back. So if you have a backup and somebody's trying to sell like a McKinnon or somebody else who like a Robinson, if these injured guys are coming back, once Mustard comes back, McKinnon's production is going to go down.
Exactly.
Chubbs is out.
To the
Hunt he's on a run. He's on a tear, and he's really doing some big numbers, which I like.
So speaking of you, now I'm glad you mentioned it, because there's a list of guys that have gone down, and they blame a lot of that for the no preseason training. But Nick Chubb is down.
MCL.
Austin Eckler is down. Julio Jones is dealing with a hamstring.
Eric Eckler is that was a big hit.
Yeah, it was.
That was a huge hit, and for me, going into week 5, everybody was all over Justin Jackson.
Absolutely.
And we're from Chicago. He's over from Carroll Stream. He's a Glenboro North kid. I know a few kids that went to high school with him. The kid's really a good player, and he's about to shine.
Absolutely, but you know what? There's other key guys that have went down, right? Sony Michel, quad injury, O.J. Howard, Achilles, Christian McCaffrey still dealing with an ankle injury, Michael Thomas,
OJ.
Where did he go? Saints are on a bye week 6, so maybe they're going to sit him week 5. You need to know this stuff. Saquon Barkley, obviously, he went down for the season.
With Saquon out, I can see the running back position there. Devontae Freeman. You got Gallman. And these guys they're throwing it around to see who's going to produce, but they still don't have anything going yet. Exactly. So I really wouldn't rely on a Giants running back right now if you were that desperate. I wouldn't say go for it, but, I mean, it's worth throwing on your bench, and maybe one of these guys might go for it.
No Giants. I don't want anybody on the Giants on my team. So
it's definitely a big risk.
But a lot of these guys that went down, they're huge, right? So, we talked about trading strategy. Now we're going to talk about waiver. What can you do on the waivers?
Get on that waiver.
Who can you scoop up?
Is
there a quarterback that you like on the waivers that you would advise?
I would say Teddy Bridgewater. He has got the arm. He's got a cannon. He's starting to let loose. He's starting to get comfortable with his new team. He's covering some big shoes after Cam. But he's showing that he's got the potential. He's right up there, right behind Aaron Rodgers. So in yards. So that's saying something for him. And he's trying to set the stamp as, hey, I'm a top-tier quarterback and I'm ready to play. If you're right behind Aaron Rodgers in yards, you're doing something right. So I would say Teddy Bridgewater, and he's available in 80% of leagues. He's definitely a guy to go ahead and grab.
He's out there.
Yeah, he could put up some big numbers.
And he's playing the Falcons this week, and they're not looking too good on their secondary. They got a lot of cornerbacks. DBs go down, so they're very susceptible to the pass. I think Bridgewater could have a huge game. Good point.
I like Bridgewater.
One guy I'm in love with on this waiver wire, and I'd put him at the very top of your waiver wires, is Damian Harris out of New England.
Okay.
We talked about it.
Sony
Michel went down with a quad injury, leaving him the opportunity to come out there and show Belichick and everybody else what he's got, and he did that against Kansas City. He had 17 rushes for 100 yards.
Ooh.
He got the call. He made the most of his opportunity.
Okay.
I think he's going to take over the job completely and be the running back one. He just looked quick and agile and vision. And let's face it, Sony Michel just ain't all that in a bag of chips.
Sony PlayStation is not coming out for a couple months. So
it's crashing.
With what you're saying, I mean, I like it, but the thing for me is Belichick switches up his running backs. You got Burkhead. He throws him in the mix. He's also thrown in James White now. And he's he's more of a pass down guy, but he's going to get touches.
Catching passes. So, this guy, he's going to get, I estimate, between 15 and 20 carries a game. So he's going to be that guy going in between the tackles. He's going to be that guy that's getting the rock. So I'll go for him. You got another running back for me since you don't think Damian Harris?
I like Justin Jackson. Like I said earlier, I think he's going to be a stud. I think he's going to shine. He's from Carroll Stream. He's a big-time player. He's done it before in the past. I think he's going to definitely rise to the occasion here. He answered that call, was it last year? And the year before that, too. So, look for him to actually have some production. And if he's available on the waiver wire, I'd grab him.
You're not worried about Joshua Kelly?
Joshua Kelly's there. He's a great running back, too. But he's not available in a lot of leagues. He's out. A lot of guys already sniffed him out, so that's why Justin Jackson. But do you think
he's going to interfere with his production?
No.
Look,
not too much. No.
I don't think anybody's going to replace what Austin Eckler could do, but Los Angeles likes to use two backs. That's just what they do, right? So even if Joshua Kelly is involved, I expect Justin Jackson to get a huge workload
He
regardless.
will be in the mix, and they're going to probably trade off until they figure out who's going to do what. But
Huge.
only time will tell.
Should be at the top. He should be at the top of your waivers.
But I like Scotty Miller. I think he is gelling with Brady. I think they got something special, and I think they're going to keep going that route. O.J. Howard's gone, so now you're going to see, and I like Gronk too. If he's available too, you can still grab him or make a trade for him. I think Gronk's production is going to go off within the next 4 weeks, and I think you're going to see that old Gronk again. And they're going to start bringing him back to the game. Look, and I'll bet you he's going to do it on the Chicago Bears because in previous years, when he was back in the game, he used to light it up on the Bears. And I, as a Bears fan, I mean, it used to be a pain in the ass seeing Gronk just getting a touchdown. I think he got like 3 in one game one time, and he was just on fire. So I could see that happening again.
You got to take into account all these other injuries, right? It's not even just O.J. Howard that went down. Chris Godwin went down too, and that's a major blow to this team. And when he did that, Brady did look to Scotty Miller. I mean, he was looking to him out of the slot. He's like a Julian Edelman type. He's out of Barrington High School actually, so we got a lot of homebred Illinoisers.
And we're watching those guys, and we put a lot of stress on those guys because, like, the hometown guy, we want to watch them and see what they're going to do next.
Exactly. So listen. Rob Gronkowski, maybe he's on your waivers. Maybe people are fed up with his lack of production, but now that O.J. Howard's, maybe you could get him for cheap.
Good trade bait.
Cheap.
I think that would be a good trade bait.
So we
Bridgewater there is good. On the waivers.
This has been a wild year, right? So we've had some wild results, and still a lot to be determined.
A lot of crazy things going on.
Are there any major surprises? Maybe some guys that we're a little later in the draft that are really exploding for fantasy owners out there.
I'd say Kareem Hunt is just right at that top tier. He's right behind all the big names, and he finds the end zone. And as a fantasy owner, you want a running back that finds the end zone. You want to make sure that your guy's getting yards and touchdowns.
Right.
So I think Kareem Hunt, and especially with Chubb's going down.
Kareem Hunt's listen, if he didn't have that incident, right, that we all saw, that kicked him off the cheat, he would be probably the best, if not second or third best running back in the league.
And Kareem Hunt has a very distinctive style of running. He's a in-your-face guy. He's getting in the end zone. He could catch it. He could do it all. And again, he is a guy that is going to set the bar high. And with Chubb's out in an MCL sprain, and he's not coming back for 6 weeks, Kareem Hunt's going to be that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to produce, and he's going to put up numbers, and that's a hands-down great RB1 to have without any doubt in your mind. And he's going to put up 15 to 20 points a week for you.
Chubb's gone for a long time. We're talking about,
even 5-6 weeks. Even when he does come back, he's still going to produce, and he's done it before.
That's all
even when Chubb was there, he still put up 20 to 15 points.
What do you think's going to happen when Chubb gets back? Because Chubb was the starting running back, and Kareem Hunt, they did mix him in. He was still kind of productive.
He was putting up 15,
Chubb
20 points
in the lineup. So what do you think's going to happen when Chubb gets back? I
think they're going to just cycle him back into the mix, and I think Hunt's still going to find the end zone on the goal line. And that's their guy. And,
all right.
I could see him doing some damage, and he's going to stay there doing it.
Now, you gave me a running back, which was a major surprise of the year. Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk about a wide receiver.
Okay.
A man that I love.
Who do you got?
CD Lamb.
Oh, Lamb chop.
CD Lamb. I love this man. If anybody out there hasn't watched his college highlights, go and look at him. This man is a monster.
Speed demon.
But what I love so much about him is you got him later in your draft. Unless you're like a Cowboys fan that really knew.
Yeah.
I knew the second they gave him the number 88 that this man was going to ball. They don't just give number 88 out to everybody. He is balling right now, and Dak is loving him. How many yards does Dak have? How many yards does he have?
He's already got 1,700 yards.
Oh, my gosh.
Week 4. Okay? So he's up there. He's doing it.
He's on
number
pace to throw, what, 6,000, 7,000
He's going
yards?
to be shattering records, and he's got 9 touchdowns. He's doing his thing, and he's showing that I'm that number one guy.
He's
and
on
he's not
fire.
slowing down. He's getting people 40 to 50 points every week.
Exactly.
And that's why he is a must-start every week.
And that's why CeeDee Lamb is too, because he's a part of that. He's a recipient of that. And nobody's taking any shine away from Amari Cooper, but CeeDee Lamb just took Gallup, and he galloped his ass out of here. He's
As
done
a rookie,
CeeDee Lamb,
that's fun.
replaced him. That's fine.
If you want to see a rookie guy doing big things, and Lamb chops, CeeDee Lamb is showing everybody what he's made of, and he's that guy.
He is a baller, and he's a rookie, and he's not playing like a rookie. He's not afraid of the big moment.
No, he's actually doing it.
Major surprise for me that just paid dividends, and I hope he's paid it for you. But watch for increased usage and workload in the future moving forward, because Dak seems to love him.
If you can get him. Make an offer for him, and if you get him,
so
that's even better.
So you gave me a running back. I talked about a receiver. Do you have another receiver that is a surprise of this 2020 COVID chaos season?
Robbie Anderson. And I was talking about Bridgewater earlier, and I'm going to say Robbie Anderson is like a top tier guy who's going to give you some big numbers week in and week out, and that's Bridgewater's go-to guy. Yeah. So I'd say Robbie Anderson. He's available in most leagues. Go out and get him. He's definitely worth a roll of the dice, and you're not going to lose with him.
These are guys. Also,
he's going to keep producing the way he is. He'll be out there.
I'm just sliding this out there, right? I'm just sliding it out there that maybe these are guys you should look into trading for. Their prices are low. Are low. And when we were talking about trades earlier, these are the kind of people you want to target.
You got to go after them. You got to get them.
But
if you want some hope in your team, and you have injuries, and you're not doing good, and you're 1-3, and you're scrambling and gambling, I don't know what to do. Go out and grab these guys. They will get you to where you want to be.
Producers.
That's the playoffs at the end. You got to think playoffs.
Can I give him a quarterback?
Got to think playoffs. Who you got?
Can I give him a quarterback? You talked about Teddy Bridgewater, right? Mm-hmm. Freaking Justin Herbert.
I like
from Los Angeles.
Herbert's
it was unfortunate how he came into his position, but we all knew that Tyrod Taylor wasn't cutting it.
No.
But man, this dude has a rocket. He went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady. He's bombing just beauties down the field. This guy has got a rocket for an arm. If you could add him or trade for him, do it now. And not only just his production, but he's boosting the entire team's production around him. Look at Keenan Allen, just went from this to this. I mean, he's getting freaking 10-plus targets a game.
He just has his composure. He's in the pocket, and he's chucking bombs. And, at the same time, he reminds me of a young Phillip Rivers. And he's going for those big shots downfield. Man. But his accuracy is so on point. I mean, I like the kid. He is looking like a pro. He is saying, I'm an elite quarterback, and I'm a rookie, and I'm going to bring it to you.
Yeah.
And he's doing his thing, and I like to see him do it because everybody had doubts, like, who is this Herbert kid? Who the hell's Herbert? And now you see him throwing,
kid's a rookie.
He's throwing those rainbow Sherberts out to fucking down the field. He's grabbing every hit every time.
Kid's a rookie, and you know what? He went not only did he go toe-to-toe with Tom Brady, he went toe-to-toe with Mahomes. Did you remember that game when they played the Chargers?
Yeah.
It went down to a field goal. It went down to a field goal. So this is a rookie who's got massive potential.
Sherbert, rainbows down the field. He's making them pop.
I used to love the Sherbert ice cream.
He's going to keep getting it all the time. I like it.
So we talked about the positive surprises of the game, but to every light side of the moon, there's a dark side of the moon. Right? There's some disappointments of 2020. Now, there's a guy that went really high in everybody's draft list, right? Major potential.
Way up there. Always.
What do you think about Edwards-Helaire? Is that a surprise positive or a disappointment negative?
And when the rubber hits the road and you're thinking, hey, I'm grabbing Hilaire, running backs were going fast, you went ahead and picked him up. Rookie of the year, you're thinking, big time, he's going to do big things. He's on the best offense. He landed in the best spot possible for a rookie.
Top 10 draft.
Oh, yeah. And
best offense in the league.
This kid's going to do everything, and he's putting up yards, but he's not getting in the end zone. He's not giving you the points that you want as a fantasy owner. I'd rather take a Kareem Hunt over a Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Wow.
But Helaire is a household name. Everybody came out, the Fresh Prince of Helaire. He's going to do big things. He's going to be taking over the town. I don't think so. And as a fantasy owner, I would sell him high. Well, you still have a chance, but I don't see him down the line getting you to a championship.
Wow.
I think championships. And, you've won 3 championships. I've won championship. You have to think about the long haul. And Helaire is not going to give you that long haul championship fantasy run. He's not.
He's soaking the RB1 on the best offense in the entire NFL.
He can't find the end zone. One touchdown is unacceptable. The yards, he's there, but as it starts getting colder,
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying for the draft price that you paid for him. It's kind of disappointing to see, just barely reaching double digits. He had that huge game.
He's getting
week
10,
1,
20,
and then
10,
after that,
50,
he just
yeah.
So you don't see it going. Whoop.
I don't see it going on the upside. I think it's going downside.
Oh,
like I said, when the rubber hits the road, I think he's gonna come to a screeching halt, and those tires are gonna blow off towards the end of the season. He's in the NFL. Okay. He's a rookie. He's getting a lot of touches. He's getting the yards, but he's also taking a lot of hits. And as a young rookie running back, it's going to be a lot of damage taken toll onto his body and everything else. And I just don't think he's going to get you to where you want to go as far as a fantasy championship. In the Fantasy Factory, we only give you information to get you to a championship. If you listen to what we got to tell you,
that's pretty controversial, man. That's pretty controversial statements that you're making. That takes a bold man to make that kind of statement.
I went there. I went there. I had
to. Listen.
I got to do
it. I got a running back. I got a running back for you.
What do you got?
That just like Helaire, nowhere Helaire, that you probably drafted pretty high, like maybe end of the first round, end of second round.
Okay. Who you got?
Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders. Listen, this guy
Colonel
to
Sanders.
Me is maybe the biggest bust in fantasy football in 2020 for the. I mean, they were saying he was going to be the leading rusher of the year. Listen,
they were still on him high.
Yeah, listen. Just like the Jets, I don't want anything to do with the Philadelphia Eagles offense. They lack depth. They lack
offense is just not
creativity. They have no production, right? I'm not even a huge fan of Carson Wentz. I don't even think he should be the quarterback. The backup, the guy they drafted, might even come in before the end of the season. Miles Sanders maybe he's just a product of that, but he is not producing to where you drafted him. He's a lot of people's RB1s.
Colonel Sanders belongs at KFC, and I wouldn't give you a bucket of chicken for Miles Sanders. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. I don't want him as my RB1. I couldn't do it.
Listen, shout out to the golfers out there. Miles Sanders, if you drafted Sanders, you're probably in a sand trap. Ooh. And that's not one I want to putt my way out of. So
you're not getting out of that sand trap.
There's another guy, though.
He's out.
You can call me on my cell phone.
Oh,
Kenyon Drake.
Kenyon Drake.
That guy went pretty high, too. What do you think about Kenyon Drake?
And I'm going to super soak Kenyon Drake right now. I'm going to say, you know what? He is not popping bottles. He's going to take you straight to the bottom. If you are starting Kenyon Drake week in, week out, thinking you're going to get some points, you're not. That's it. He's not that guy.
Sorry.
We like him. He was out of Alabama. He's been in the league for 5 years now. You think he'd start making his way in, but he's just not. And I'm sorry, he's just not going to get you to where you're going to go.
That guy.
He's not going to get you there.
You had a lot of potential going in this year because he did kind of explode when he came on to Arizona last year, but
he's not going to be that guy that's going to get you to a championship or even the playoffs for that matter. He's just not there. Just trade him, get rid of him, do what you can.
On the flip side,
I drop him.
On the flip side, if you were smart enough to draft Chase Edmonds, you might be looking kind of good right now because Kenyon Drake just isn't doing it not only for his team but fantasy owners. I wouldn't feel comfortable starting him.
Trade him while you can, if you can.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody wants him.
You might just want to stash him on the bench and hope that it gets revived. I don't know, but they might have to do a little, shotgun.
Something. Or try and trade him for like anything better than Drake. He's just crap. And another guy too that's on my mind is Hollywood Brown.
Oh gosh.
I mean, there's no Hollywood about this guy. And Johnny Showtime. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm out of Hollywood.
You're out of Hollywood.
Johnny
Showtime.
Showtime.
This guy?
I'm here.
He's done nothing Hollywood at all. He's not a big name at all.
There's lights.
He's getting yards a little bit, but just he's not there yet. He's just still. And Lamar's hurt, and I don't know. He's not the same Lamar last year. I don't know.
There's lights.
Hype and no deliver.
There's lights. There's cameras, but
no action.
Ain't no action with Hollywood Brown. If you got Hollywood Brown, stock is down. Okay.
Yeah.
So we covered a lot. We covered a lot today.
That's a lot of big things. A lot of big names. Hope you guys
pay attention. There is now, before we get out of here, do you have a fantasy game of the week that you just don't want to touch? Like you want no part of this game?
I'm going to say the Jaguars and Texans. Ooh. For some reason, I just think it's just going to be a crap game. It's going to be a crap shoot. I mean, Deshaun and those guys have really just kind of been a bust. The Jaguars are kind of just scrambling, gambling with the whole run game or that. I think it's just go back and forth, and it's just not going to be an exciting game.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd stay away from that. And
like
playing those guys, I would just say.
I like Robinson. I mean, that's probably the only guy I would start, just because Houston Texans' run stopping ability just sucks.
Yeah, their run defense.
So Robinson might be a good play.
Could be.
Maybe Deshaun Watson has a good game. I don't know. I don't want any part of it. If I'm going against somebody with any of these guys,
and Deshaun's numbers have been, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'd stay away
Ever
from those
since
guys.
DeAndre Hopkins went to the West out in Arizona, things haven't been the best.
And David Johnson really hasn't been doing much either. And, a lot of fantasy owners, he's just kind of like a flex option. He's a 10 to, 15 point on a good week. He's nothing special, but as a flex option, he's good. He's all right.
Listen.
I'll give him that.
Not only did we notice that because we are all over it every week. We live and breathe this, but
this is it.
Their GM, their owners noticed that they fired the coach. So we don't even know what's going to be the repercussions of that. They fired a coach mid-season during COVID. I don't know. I don't want any part of it.
After 4 weeks. He's out here. It's going to be a very big crap show.
Yeah. So we're soaking a lot, right? There's a lot of things that we don't like.
Who do you
so
got?
I'm going to end it on a positive note, right?
Okay.
We're destroying
what about
these
a big
running
game,
backs.
big highlight, big something, big names, big numbers. Who do you got? Fantasy Factory is going to give you that. Come on. What's the
This is
big
a game
names?
I do want a piece of.
Who's the big numbers?
This is a game I want a part of. And it's not the sexiest game on paper, but the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons from a fantasy point of view is a humongous game. There's going to be points flying everywhere, right?
I like it.
We got
Matty Ice is up there.
Atlanta, we talked about it. The Falcons' defense is so suspect. Bridgewater is going to be airing it out.
Matty Ice is up
Carolina's
there. Number 4 in yards.
Carolina's rush defense is awful. Atlanta's, they're without Julio Jones. We mentioned it. Are they going to run the ball out with Gurley, Hill in them? They have to save their season. Not only is their entire team season on the line, their coach's job is on the line. Matt Ryan is going to be trying to air it out, and Bridgewater is going to be airing out. So they're going to be just trying to match each other's points
They've been
the
losing
entire time.
every time they figure out a way to lose the game.
Yeah.
And if they lose to Teddy Bridgewater, somebody's getting fired.
Oh,
I
there's
can
going to
promise
be
you that.
fires, heads chopped off. So I'm looking at this as the
gonna be
fantasy
something,
power
yeah.
game of the week. If you have guys on either of these squads, you're looking good this week, week 5. It's been pretty. It's been a wild season, and we have a hectic week 5 against again this week. So
yeah, week 5. We're already at week 5, guys. This is it. You know, it's like this is make or break time.
Yeah.
You know, we only got 6 weeks after that, and a lot of leagues are going to get locked up with guys that are kind of creaching back from being crappy or not. So this is the time to listen to what we told you.
yeah,
This is your time to get your factory on and get your team rolling and
Get
start
some
making
depth.
some moves.
get some depth, make some trades, hit the waiver wires. Your season is not dead
Not over
yet. It is still early in the season.
Not.
I think we gave him some good
I think
information
we did. I think that was good.
to go into week 5 with. We're gonna end it
We gave us a
there.
lot. All right. Well, hey, this is Fantasy Factory bringing it to you live, and
It's MoneyMando,
Johnny Showtime.
Johnny Showtime, baby.
We're doing it.
Woo!
Season
Cheers.
2. Salute. Going to our boy Eddie Money, baby. Hopefully you're not crying after this week.
Woo! Woo!